Race now. Season 4, episode 35. Black Lives Matter. That's the title already. I do know it. Let's move on. Watermelon. Next.
First things first.
Now, like not bad. Like Ruff said, we should start out with the actual event.
Yes. How did we get here?
Can you run down some of the circumstances? What it caused?
That's not true. I know how we got here. What is the straw that broke the camel's back to lead us to this point today?
On the 25th of May, 4 police officers in Minneapolis murdered a black man in the middle of the street on camera.
Now he needs a name.
George Floyd.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to George Floyd.
Obviously, you've seen the video. If you haven't watched the video, don't.
Yeah. It doesn't. Sorry.
Before we move on, I also want to talk about the countless others. These names I've taken down. Shout out to Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, his family, Eric Garner, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Botham Jean, Sean Reed, Freddie Gray, Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown. And I know I'm forgetting some other names there.
It's impossible not to.
All of these instances.
Tamir Rice, people like that.
Shout out to Tamir Rice, man. All these
too many.
All these names, in my opinion, have led to this particular situation that we're in right now. So I want to make sure that I said their names on here as well.
What's the guy named Chauvin? I can't say his last name.
Chauvin.
Officer Chauvin, a murderer, put his knee on George's neck and would not let him up.
For 9 minutes, right?
In my opinion, watching the video, it was a very, very clear sign of someone not being able to suppress their ego and feeling in control. As the people continue to say, get off of him, you could see him going, I'm the boss.
I'll do what I want to do.
Fuck you guys. I'm not moving. Because you want me to move, I'm going to stay longer. And that's what makes it murder. He chose. He made a choice to say, no, I'm not getting up. They can't tell me what to do.
It's a disregard for humanity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Humanity's thrown out the window. Human is telling you that they can't breathe, but you don't care. You don't give a shit.
Because the people across from you are telling you what to do, and you are the authority.
Right.
And
I'm in control. And if I'm not, fuck you. I am in control.
And I want it to be very clear. It doesn't matter why the police were talking to this man. It doesn't matter any wrongdoings he had in his past. It doesn't matter how many drugs he may or may not have smoked. It doesn't matter what the fuck he did.
Even though we know he did nothing.
None of that matters, which white people try to pull that out of their ass. Like, what did he do? We need all the facts. None of that matters because he was murdered in cold blood. And the officer was not arrested until niggas started burning shit down.
And that's a shame.
And what my cousin, who I love dearly, is referring to, that's called That's yeah, but syndrome. Yeah, but.
That's it. And you're trifling if you're on that.
That's trifling. It's tiring. It's exhausting. And honestly, when you make comments like that, in my opinion, you are exuding or you are displaying racist behavior.
Oh, I'll even take it a step further. If you are saying stuff like that, there are traces of racism in your DNA. It's in you. Now, you may not be full blown. I hate niggers.
Yeah, it's a recessive trait.
But you have, it's like having a sickle cell trait.
Right.
You may not get it, but you can.
And
herpes don't
you're
always
liable to pass it down.
Yes.
Too.
It's like herpes. It doesn't always
pop up. It pops up.
You get a bump every now and then.
You have racist.
You're burning.
You have racism somewhere.
You're racist adjacent.
Yeah, it exists for you.
I'm hoping I don't get his name wrong, but shout out to Sean Van Jones on CNN.
Oh, just Van Jones.
Van Jones, my bad. Van Jones.
Oh, the white-haired fella?
Nah, black guy. Black guy. He has a list, wears glasses. He used to have a TV show. I think they canceled.
Does a great job. Van Jones called racism a virus.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that is the perfect metaphor to describe what happens in our society, what happens even globally. It's a virus, bro. It's a condition.
It
spreads quickly. It starts young.
Spreads by proximity too. Like you damn near gotta be around it.
Right.
To get infected by it.
When we breathe air, we then take in the virus. You know what I'm saying? In many different ways. It's conditioning, and that's what leads to Derek Chauvin's. That's what leads to police brutality. It's all connected to racism, and this country was founded upon it.
That's my bar. My bar for the show is we live in a country that is built on hate and racism. From the very onset of how we got where we're at, we can't build this without racism. You can't have none of what we got. They had to steal it from somebody and then build it up for somebody else.
Yep.
That shit travels, and they did it for so long.
For centuries. All across the globe.
It's ingrained. It's ingrained in American society. We don't talk about it until they start burning shit down.
Right.
It's not a conversation. It's that was years ago.
And I want to mention, because I think there's going to be some people that are naturally confused. And if you're not, I'm sorry if I'm coming at you. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But I do want to help. I do want to educate. I want to say this. The racism that we're dealing with today is covert. It's hidden. It's in our subconscious. It's subdued. So it's hard to point out. It's easy to see a Klansman and say, oh, man, wow, he's filled with hate. Mm-hmm. He's racist. It's easy to hear language, you know, your nigger, hard R there. You know what I mean? It's your chink. Yeah. You know, those terms.
Hard K.
Right.
You put a lot on that K.
But those terms are racist terms that we all know, we understand.
Right.
But racism is all around us. It's not always the person with the hood up. It's going to the job interview and the people there expect you to be a particular way because of your name, because of the color of your skin. It's going
it's not even that deep. It's the assumption that if you see me and you don't know me, you clutch your purse.
Right.
You can,
exactly.
You can even baby step it from there. There's prejudice that's involved. Because everybody, you call people racist, they're merely.
No, I'm not. I've got.
I just don't like when niggas do this.
You got to break it up. All right. You may not naturally
microaggressions.
You might not think black people or white people are better than whatever, but you do have a preconceived notion when you see me. Yeah. There's a problem, and that's a prejudice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to deal with that too.
And it's you have to understand that that's been connected to our history for centuries. Mm-hmm. So even the fact that if you are someone that says, "Hey, I'm not racist. I don't want to be on that," it's really difficult to, number one, identify that behavior, unlearn it, and then make sure you find solutions for it. That's how covert and hidden it is. You know what I mean?
And I'm my brain's working. It's so interesting because we're told to forget slavery, and we've got to move past it. I've never heard anybody say forget the Holocaust.
No, never. No.
Those people
you never heard anybody say
it.
forget 9/11, nigga.
Actually, it's never forget 9/11.
Yeah, never forget. But I've seen that. But forget slavery. Yeah, it's in the past. It's not. And the very in front people, the Greg Popovich, Steve Nash. Yeah. Until y'all want to talk about it, we're going to have these problems. Yeah. And nobody wants to talk about it. If you bring up racism to a white person today, they get skirmish. Yeah. Well, that was nope. That's why we're still fucked up.
And the things that black people got after they were freed, kinda, whatever you call free from slavery, whatever that was.
Free adjacent.
Yeah.
we had less obligation.
We weren't given anything special. We were given regular shit that we were supposed to have in the first place.
Not even then. Like, you couldn't do nothing. You could only work the same type of job. You was working, you just paid you a little for it.
We had. I would give us a
we're not getting whipped no more.
Yeah, took the whippings away.
There was
and they start hanging us.
There was a golden period for black people. It's called the Reconstruction era. One of my favorite moments in history because I think that's for the first time we were involved in politics. We were involved in the government. We had jobs. But guess what? Guess what birthed that particular success for black people after the abolition of slavery? The Ku Klux Klan was born out of that. It literally was in response.
We got to stop them.
To black freedom in the South. That's where it came from. The Reconstruction era was snuffed out by the KKK, and that led to Jim Crow, which then led to segregation. So this shit has been going on for a long time.
Just imagine it. Just think about
that.
The
but narrative, moving the goalposts.
We're now
for years.
What is civil rights day? What's civil rights?
Guys had a black president.
60s, 50s, 60s.
So we're looking at 50 years ago. We had a place.
One old nigga. Just one old nigga ago.
Yeah, look, I know there are people that are still alive that had to use a colored-only bathroom.
My daddy is one of them people.
Yeah.
He was born in 52.
But they tell you to forget about it. Yeah. They try to say slavery because that's the furthest point.
As a teenager, my father had a colored-only water fountain. That was a fact. That's a thing.
Trash. And they didn't clean that bitch. Fuck that.
That was him. He had to do that. And a host of other baby boomers. Mm-hmm. Born.
And the problem is that this history still has crumbs. You know what I mean? It's like, racism was like you had the sandwich, shout to lie. You had the sandwich, but The crumbs of racism are still on the plate. They're still in society. They're just sitting there. And it can lead, honestly, if you let a pregame podcast, man, it can literally lead to anybody's death in this room. That one crumb, that one ideology that, oh man, this person's a bad individual. We've been bad individuals for 400 years. You know what I mean? We've been less educated for 400 years. We haven't had any buildings for 400. We haven't had any land for 400 years. So these people, they walk around with these assumptions of who we are as people. It don't matter. And my thing with this is, I've been talking. Shout out to the 16. We've been arguing, going back and forth. It don't matter how much money I have. It don't matter how many houses I own. It don't matter how many degrees I have. It don't matter how many books I read. None of that shit is going to defend me against racism. There's nothing I have for it.
No. I mean, on a very not as serious scale, they spray painted nigger on LeBron's gate. He got all the money anybody. He's the most famous person we know.
Famous black people ever.
Nobody cared.
Crazy.
Nobody cared. So if they don't care about him,
still a nigga.
let me tell you something. I'm dead. Cause
Toast.
LeBron probably gonna get killed. I'm gonna get killed. He gonna get nigger spray painted. I'm gonna get shot.
Easily.
That's how you gotta look. That's how we have to look at it as black people. If the person you cheer for when he hit a shot isn't safe, then damn it.
And it's important to understand this is systematic. And the system was built to advance one type of person, a white male. Anglos. It was made to advance them and anybody that can assimilate effectively in their culture. That is why, and for my white people listening, you got family members that will stand on this. Well, my dad was an Irish immigrant.
And he was, there's some people that swear that there was some Irish slaves. No, the fuck there wasn't.
My dad was an Italian immigrant. Yeah, they were, bro.
He was white as fuck.
But they were able to assimilate into the culture and mix into American society. So they don't stick out, spotlight that was on them while they were first generation immigrants way back when. Shout out to them when they came over here. There's been 3 waves of immigration. That was like one of the second and third waves of immigration. You had the Irish and Italians that got here, all that bullshit, whatever.
Potato
cool.
people.
Right.
Gang
famine.
Shit. Mob ties.
They've been able to assimilate into this culture where they're able to then be invisible, excuse me. Whereas for me, I'm never going to be invisible, bro.
See your black ass from a mile away.
I'm black all the time. And because of that, I am subject to violence all the time.
Can I shout you out? You've hit me with something. And I think I knew it. The way you said it makes perfect sense. Black on black crime. For the people that are so interested in saying,
stop saying that bullshit.
Black on black crime. And it made me think, I'm like,
makes me cringe.
I've never heard Hispanic on Hispanic crime.
It's not real.
I've never heard white on black crime. No. I've only heard this is black on black crime in their neighborhoods. Wow, it's fucking crazy.
Stupid.
It's a false narrative, bro.
When Dylan Rooftop moved there, what kind of crime was that?
He was a lone gunman.
It was a hate crime.
He was a lone gunman at first.
But it's a lone incident in the majority.
And he was
culture.
mentally ill, right?
Yeah, it's all types of shit.
Picked on for years, and it drove him to shoot up movie theater.
And for somebody,
did he shoot white people?
No,
I think he was shooting
everybody. Church full of black people.
No. Dylan was movie theater. I thought
Dylan shot the 9 people in the church.
Okay, who's the movie theater kid?
The nigga with the red orange hair.
The red orange hair.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
I knew what they weren't ever gonna call it white on black crime.
No.
I want his movie theater kid because he shot different people.
I think
crime is crime, man.
There's a time and a place for us to address the violence in our neighborhoods, not so much.
But it's crime in our neighborhood.
Okay, he's got a lot to say. I got a quick thing to say.
Yeah.
Black on black, it's not real because if any of us in this room kill anybody on this whole planet on camera, tell me what's gonna happen.
Dead.
Go to jail.
When that
Kirk, go to jail. Kirk, go to jail.
To the people saying why weren't God rest her soul, Brianne Leaf. To the people saying why weren't y'all protesting when she was murdered? First of all, that nigga was arrested immediately, and he's never ever gonna see the fucking light of day ever again.
No.
Had you arrested Chauvin immediately, Minneapolis wouldn't have burned down. I'll just be honest. I don't think it would have.
But I don't even like it when we have to even explain that because
and the black people that be on that, the black people be on that The same niggas that was telling on runaway slaves. They're disgusting niggas.
I think
Nasty,
They
dirty.
get some
ass.
people down there.
it's tough because it's presentation. Because even some of my favorites, not my favorite shit, but like if you think about a track like "Black of the Berry" by Kendrick Lamar, the punchline is black on black crime, not black on black crime, but that's what he's talking about. And the presentation is good, and we know what he's talking about. If it's from our own, it's different. I don't like it being used as a gateway to get out of this conversation.
We're only mad when a white person kills a black person.
I don't like that, but that's weak. That's
I'm mad because
trash.
the white people don't go to jail.
That's bullshit.
It's bullshit. But to say it doesn't exist is also like, hey, we do got problems. Man.
hold-
But
now-
you got the time for that.
But
Go ahead.
Tell me where all these free niggas are killing people on camera.
my problem
I'm not
even
talking
with
about camera.
my problem even with going down that lane, and when you start saying that, well, this is one of our problems. Let's talk about where that problem comes from. We've been in poverty because of the powers that be.
Oh yeah.
Black people are in poverty because we were also in slavery. So you never ever. I really do not like when people try to place blame and say, "Oh, we're to blame." No. We have been subject to this bullshit for so long. It's become cyclical. It's generation widespread. It's hard to escape. You have people in these urban communities that don't have any resources. They don't have good schools. The prison, the pipeline there is extremely prevalent. The things that we can glorify only then continues to condition those environments. So naturally, we are in survival mode in those places, in urban America, survival instincts. How can I eat? How can I move? How can I make sure my family's protected? So we have been programmed or conditioned to participate in a lot more crime. That is not our fault. We are not here to blame. And it cannot be a scapegoat or an excuse or a justification for the continued murder of black and brown bodies in America at the hands of people who don't give a damn about us. Please stop. Please stop. I'm begging you, placing blame on people of color for the bullshit that America has done for centuries. I literally gave y'all evidence where we had freedom from 10 years, and because we had power, they counter punched us with the KKK.
And it was a knockout.
Crazy hook.
Boop, boop, bow.
So that shit, we gotta make sure, man, our messaging do not focus on shit that you feel like is our problem. No, it is not our problem.
It's not the time
You mean
for
to
that.
tell me? You mean to fucking tell me that people
We need
of
a
color in
preacher.
America,
Drop.
black people, brown people, want to be in poverty? That is the opposite of what we want to do. That is the opposite. That we don't even want to be here. Why are we after generation still in poverty? You think people make that decision and choice for themselves? No.
We're lazy.
We fall through the cracks.
That's what they gonna say. Lazy.
No, the system is made for us to be in that condition. Literally.
Leave.
There is no excuse. There
Where
is
we
no
go?
justification for it. Because if people want, man, nigga, I don't want to be in poverty. I don't. I don't
Or I
want to
don't
be
want my
poor.
family
I
to
don't
be
want to
in
know
poverty.
people that are in it. I don't want any of my family members to be in poverty. So you mean to tell me that all of us got stuck in the mud just by decision, by choice? No, that's bullshit. If you think that, you are out of your mind. You need a psychological assessment kit. Shout out to Dr. Umar. You need a psychological
It's just-
assessment kit.
I would love to hear
It sucks
somebody.
when Dr. Umar be
I would love
right.
to hear somebody say out loud, "It's Hispanic on Hispanic crime," and people be like, "What the fuck is that? what are you talking about?"
Bro, we just get
Asian on
blamed for-
Asian crime. Could you imagine
You
hearing
don't
Asian
hear
on
about
Asian
it.
crime?
You don't hear about it in Mexico. It's not a thing. They just say crime.
Kung Fu.
Everybody says crime,
They say crime.
until two niggas shoot each other.
Delete
It's
that.
black on black crime, bro.
And there's a reason for that. So we gotta fix it, dismantle the system, man. Shit. Hold on, make sure we touch on everything.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
want us to get out of here without covering everything that we can.
We gotta talk about
Oh,
the
we
dumbass.
gotta talk about the rioting.
We
and the
technically
looting.
haven't started yet.
We still
My
we
bad.
early. We ain't talking about the fact that Minnesota burned down
Yeah.
because they wouldn't convict this murderer.
Burn that bitch like King's Landing.
Y'all thoughts on that, man? I know go ahead. What you think about the riot in the I'm calling them uprisings, but
again,
civil unrest.
I can be honest. My first thought was, well, don't do this, guys. But as I kept, you keep watching, you keep researching, you keep seeing. It's like, damn, motherfuckers are hurt. This because I don't believe you made a decision lightly. Now, while I personally believe there are people that take advantage of pain and might have gotten a pair of J's, doesn't matter. The reason we got here is pain is something you can't hide. I'm in so much pain. I'm just gonna destroy until they see me, until they hear me, until they understand that we are tired. I'm like, fuck.
And can you also explain to the listeners who may not understand why did you hesitate when people were right? What were your concerns when you saw? Because we all had this thought as the black community, like, oh shit.
My first thought was this ain't about George no more. And now we're not going to hear about why that's the first thing. Like, oh shit, if we do this, they will forget the reason. So I'm nervous.
You'll give them an excuse to not focus on the real issue.
That was my first fear. Like, man, now we fucking shit up. And nobody going to remember it was a cop's knee on a nigga neck.
We got to be perfect, and it's not fair.
Yep.
That's agreed. So
it's not fair.
I had to step back. I was like,
Yeah. And the whole narrative, I hate this narrative, especially coming from black people because it makes me sick. I hate it coming from anybody. We as black people, we always have to be docile. We always have to fucking forgive. We always have to take the non-violent route, and it's trash.
Shout out to my
because I know a
friends.
lot of black people leading with that. Like, no, people are upset, and I feel as to like that's why they're rioting. That's why they're burning shit down. I think the looting is just a byproduct. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? People are busting open windows and shit. What do you think? What else do you think is going to happen? They're just going to leave a jewelry store full of jewelry there with the windows bust open? No, anybody. It just doesn't even make sense for them to not do that.
Well, so a bunch of good jewelry in there. Don't leave jewelry in there like that.
Oh, we just broke down a Target. Here's a bunch of motherfucking PlayStations.
That doesn't mean I agree with looting, but it's not about me agreeing.
Fuck that material shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's not about. It's not my place to say I disagree with you. I don't have to agree with it.
I feel like I always joke and say like black people are not a monolith. We're not. So even if people are, as long as you're in and of the culture, I feel like your opinion is validated. It's valid.
Facts.
This is your opinion. It's your experience.
Right.
A nigga that says, "Hey man, you know what I'm saying, lead with love," has the same problems you have.
Exactly.
So if he feels
Which is why I don't
way,
like people getting attacked.
Yeah, if he feels that way, it's fine for him to feel that
Honor
way.
that.
Honor. That's great. That's a great way to put it.
It's weird.
It's weird,
For
but
you-
a nigga might feel like you're weird for going in and stealing shit.
It's the same. It's right, and then
Right.
there could be a whole half of people that say, "Yeah, y'all weird."
Yeah.
Well, no, I think we have to be careful and just kind of find a way, even if you don't agree to respect what
I feel like
people deal with.
I feel like that I feel like the history of looting and rioting, I feel like when niggas always bring up the Bible, I feel like the history of it is there. When King David was going to war and sacking cities, what the fuck you think they were doing?
He was being commanded by God to do that, though.
Who's to say that we
I don't
are?
know. You my call. I'm just saying that's what the move was. I ain't gonna do that.
So if God said, "Hey, it's okay to rape
I'm
and
about
pillage
it.
and steal all these niggas
Hey,
shit,"
if Jesus taps me on my shoulder and said, "Hey, Deuce, go get them jewelry. Go get that jewelry for your wife." Well, I'm in there, nigga. Let's go. What you mean? You heard the man?
Who's to say that this is not God's plan?
Which is why I step back from judging, because you don't know what God put on somebody's heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody could say, if I don't go burn this motherfucker to the ground, they not gonna see us, and I'm sick of it.
I just feel like we're in such a weird. So there's so much anger, which is fine because I get it. But like the way people are like lashing out at each other, I feel like if a nigga's a peaceful nigga, let the nigga be a peaceful nigga.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Do not send the peaceful niggas out there to loot this shit. They're not built for it. So if a nigga
Okay.
says, "Hey man, we should probably, you know what I'm saying, love one another,"
Maybe-
leave that nigga at the crib.
Maybe talking about Desi Banks.
Maybe
No,
I
not even him.
misconstrued.
Fuck him. I don't fuck with Desi Banks before any of this.
Yeah,
He's
I
not-
think that it's
he's not
okay for
funny.
niggas to say that. I think it's okay when,
But it hasn't been okay for
when-
niggas to say that.
when you're berating and down talking people who do it. That's what I have an issue with it.
It's two
o-
sides to both of it though, because this nigga saying, "Y'all some pussies, y'all come out here with us, nigga."
That's not right either. We're entitled to our
The-
opinion, but you can't berate each other about it. I
Right.
feel like.
the issue is that we've been dealing with 400 years of trauma with no therapy.
Yes.
You guys,
So,
they
the
taught
way-
us how to loot.
The way I respond to trauma,
Y'all taught us violence.
Y'all gotta start fires if you really want them to take you serious.
And I'll be honest, man, this was the first time where I was moved to get out there. I was so moved. I said, "Oh man, I gotta go out there and do something," because I'm filled with so much anger. I'm so exhausted. I was thinking of ways of what I could do. So I'm not about to blame or be divisive with anybody's stance on the matter. What I do have a problem with, though, is that if you are someone, especially someone in power, especially someone who is black, if you have not came out and denounced police brutality, if you have not came out and denounced racism, if you have not came out and denounced systematic oppression, then how dare you want to condemn, pinpoint, blame our response? That is bullshit. And what that does is that it validates the white individual, the person that benefits from the system. It gives them an excuse and a way out to not face the facts.
So I feel you on that. If you're keeping generally silent and haven't said anything about anything, no beef with you.
But that's a problem for some people,
For some people. But if you've been silent about the shit that led up to what happened, but you're talking about what happened, then that's where the problem comes in. You almost got to, if you're going to talk about one, cover both. If you're not talking about either one of them, that's your right, because niggas don't tweet every day.
That's my point. And we talked about this off the air. Please don't condemn people that have not spoken. Because they haven't had
enough time. It takes time to process.
And they just may not say nothing.
Yeah. Some niggas don't have the right shit to say.
Exactly. Yeah. And don't say anything.
And can I also want to make this? It is okay that the Kardashians haven't said anything either.
It's fine.
It's okay.
I'm not
seeing people up in arms.
That's not fair.
There's some people who are upset.
That's not fair.
Particularly Kim,
let it out.
who's probably done more for niggas than niggas are talking about.
Let it out.
They have said they have protested.
I don't know.
Tweeted BLM, but
good, cool.
This is my issue though, because especially for those that do believe in a higher power, no matter your faith, I'm not judging you on faith here. Whatever is going to stop you from killing me, or stop you from doing something crazy to my daughter, or stop you from stealing, whatever it is. Hey man, pray that shit through. Whether you chic nigga, what the fuck you nigga, hey, keep praying.
Interesting. Those are
in the midst of a religious talk, whatever the fuck nigga go.
Them chic niggas.
But you know what I'm saying. And
red dot of feather, my nigga. Whichever one.
Hey, whatever. Hindu. You gotta take that dip into that Ganges River. Do what you gotta do to keep from harming me. But I want to say this though. My point being is that with great power comes great responsibility. So whoever this higher power is, they looked out for you. You know, I'm sure you worked hard for this moment, but now you got this platform. There's a difference between right and wrong. We've learned that from day one. In my opinion, it is extremely easy to speak out about the positive, to speak out about the justice. So I do kind of look at people a little crazy. I know my guy's about to come at me about this, but I do look at people a little crazy when I can't get nothing from you. You know what I'm saying? I can't get any word or any clarity about where you stand in a moment of crisis, especially for marginalized groups in America that have been haunted by the system for years. I can't get nothing.
Yeah, I've been double dutching with Lloyd all episode. I can't tell when he's finished. I
can't.
I don't want to cut you off because you're going crazy right now.
To his point, people find when people aren't talking about, when people leave certain aspects of their lives out of the public eye, then people have issue with that. But now,
well, they don't have to say nothing.
So that's also weird to me.
You
gotta talk. Like niggas get mad when people don't talk about their personal lives or don't give us access to certain things. But now all of a sudden they're saying you got to say this now. I find that weird.
I think it's unfair. I think that if I'm gonna name a random rich celebrity. If I am
Eddie
Steve Harvey, if Eddie Murphy has privately donated $50,000 Black Lives Matter and doesn't want it to be known, I don't know.
Well, because and there's people with history, so there's segments. There's guys with histories who we know. But if niggas didn't film J. Cole marching, would you be mad at J. Cole?
No. Are you mad at Kanye West, who has spit out Trump rhetoric and ain't said shit?
But the thing is, if Kanye spoke, Kanye's gonna lead with Jesus right now, and they're gonna stone him.
And are you gonna be mad at him? You personally, I'm talking about you.
I am shitty at Kanye West. You can play the cape though. The cape for Kanye is
that's my only thing. I don't have a problem with you caping for Kanye. Hold everybody to the Kanye standard.
The BLM cape guy.
There are people in Kanye's.
The cape doing it in the back.
there are people in Kanye. His wife is definitely someone who's propelled this movement. I hear what you're saying. It might have been a weak ass excuse what I gave you.
It is.
Yeah,
you're entitled to your weak ass excuse.
But all I'm saying is hold everybody the same status.
I think
that's all I'm asking.
The standard is fabricated. It's facade. It's not real. It
That's all I'm saying.
It varies every day.
I don't think you should be mad at Kanye. I'm not saying Kanye has to talk. I'm saying don't hold other people. If you're not going to hold him to the fire, you got to understand there's just some people aren't going to say anything.
And I understand that. And
that's all I'm saying.
And one thing that I can, even if I'm being a devil's advocate with my words, what I said earlier, is that Kanye is also someone who's a part of this trauma. You know what I'm saying? So his response is different. And, I understand that. But at the same time, a part of me, man, I just feel like for example, I think the pregame podcast is doing quite well. We need to do better. That's why we need you to write these reviews and these iTunes. You fucking with us. But we've been doing this. We've been doing this shit for so long, man. I'm proud of what we got. I'm proud of where we're headed. I don't want to ever stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also think that it's important. I was going, damn, this is a great segue, man, because I wanted to.
One quick thing before you go.
Yeah, go ahead, Reed.
To Deuce's point, I would be upset if LeBron hadn't said nothing. You know why? Because LeBron always says something in these times. So that looked funny. Like, nigga, what the fuck
But
you
even
on?
if he didn't, nigga, I've said it. You know where I stand.
That's
fair. Part of it as well.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm on.
That's fair.
Because I'm going to. This shit's happening. I'm upset.
I'm raising black kids.
I forgot to pick my phone up today. God forbid I didn't tweet today. Niggas mad at me.
That's what scares me. Because we are at a point now, especially on Twitter. How come your motherfucking ass ain't said nothing yet?
Real silent right now.
Damn, nigga, what's up?
That's
dangerous to me.
And I understand
that's divisive. That is divisive.
I understand that. But there are individuals.
I found it a nigga that's very weird on social media. That's very active on social media every day. Didn't say nothing.
Yeah. But there are niggas that aren't active on social media getting called out. Where your tweet said, bro? Nigga ain't tweeted in a year. He ain't said shit.
That's all I'm saying. But
we got to be cognizant of that. There are individuals, though, that benefit a lot. They benefit a lot from white dollars. And it the silence is deafening when you can pinpoint that and you know that, and they haven't said shit. It can be hurtful. But I want to take the time out, man, because we don't talk about this shit enough. We don't bring this shit up. But over the summer, man, we worked on our mission and our values for the pregame podcast. I want to take the time out to let the people that really been rocking with us, that listen to the pregame podcast, know what our mission is. The pregame podcast serves as a voice for the underrepresented urban millennial. It is vital that we share our social, political, and lifestyle perspective on society in order to create a space for urban millennials to feel safe, valued, and validated. We record each episode to form relatable, thought-provoking conversations and ideas for our listeners. So as we've built this little platform up from the basement, we had the fucking cardboard and shit, and Tyson walk around the background. We come here, we sacrifice family time. We give up a lot of different things, man, that we like to enjoy to do this show. It is fun for us, but ultimately we have not ran away from our platform. So if the pregame podcast in little old Indianapolis, Indiana has the confidence, has the bravery, has the intellect, has the wit, everything that we can to speak out against the injustices that hurt our people, then I do feel like sometimes a little funny. I feel sometimes a little strange when we got people that benefit from the pregame podcast. We talk about your album. We talk about what you got going on that haven't said a thing. And that is disheartening. It's okay for someone to feel like, man, that's BS.
That's your right, for sure.
For sure. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I'm picking on you because I can talk to you and we can have a conversation and we can discuss things. I did Kanye on purpose. You know I would.
You did Kendrick in the kitchen.
Yeah, I did Kendrick in the kitchen, and you kind of ended it because you said, look, we know what LeBron about. It's true. I can't be like...
But we know what Kendrick's about, too.
We do, and that's what you said.
Shit, we know what Kanye about.
Trump. It's just dangerous on these platforms we have on Twitter. Cancel culture is so aggressive.
It is.
That I can get somebody canceled because they haven't spoke. Russell Wilson, in my opinion, has had the worst case scenario because he didn't do anything wrong.
I know LL Cool J was weirder.
I didn't even see that.
This shit was weird though, bro.
All he said was how it was like, I wonder how my biracial people feel.
It is hard. To think it's not hard for them is crazy.
You just rolled your eyes at your mans in the corner.
But you know what?
It is hard.
No, hold on. That's my nigga.
No, he's biracial.
He is.
His point was, it's got to be tough for his mother to be like,
okay, but understand this though. Why didn't LL Cool J lead with the obvious?
Because it's the obvious.
There's a lot of people that know what LL about. That's the same thing. LL's
been kind of funny
when?
Recently. I can't pinpoint
because he hosting
everything.
Awards.
He's been kind of funny, man.
Did you hear 16?
I don't know the LL.
Yeah, in response to Twitter saying, "Hey, bro, what
because
the fuck
niggas had him fucked. Y'all know who I am?
Yeah, like we know LL. He never been. I mean, he get his money.
I wasn't familiar with the blemishes on LL.
He like surgery, but LL. I mean, that's a New York nigga.
He's a hardcore rapper, but he's glossy.
I guess
that's how. That's it. That's so.
And I don't think you canceled LL Cool J. Nobody did anyway.
But everybody's looking for it.
At this point.
And that's what when I say divisive, it's if you don't say exactly what I like, we will fuck you up. That is crazy.
I got you.
Because niggas said Desi real quiet, and then Desi said, "Oh, well, I feel like we should be doing this, y'all."
And his career's
and they
over.
killed him.
His career could be over.
They destroyed Desi.
Not saying what he said was stupid. Absolutely.
He was about to cry.
But they pulled him out the closet, and then when he didn't do it right,
B. Simone real quiet. B. Simone said, "Yada yada yada." Oh, this dumb bitch. Wait, but you told me
scary,
bro.
That could be us.
To my point, so like if you're drawing people out, but you're drawing them out because you want to hear a certain thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
But then if they say, because I know you, I've been make fun of you, but you be like dancing for joy when a corporation says some shit that they supposed to say, or they say it's like, yeah, I believe in them now, but it's like they might not even.
They could be lying.
I work for a company. I know the nigga that makes the post. If he makes the post, we don't feel like that. He made the post, but he said it because he had to. Because niggas gonna go crazy, but they're not. There's no follow through or follow up, or it's just some shit you gotta say right now.
I wouldn't expect it from where I work.
My work hasn't said shit, and I didn't expect them to because I know my work.
Somebody could. That's why
I know how niggas get down where I work.
I don't like the narrative,
but you would be shittier if your job came out and said, "Oh, we stand by the protesters and George Floyd, this, that, and the other." You'd be like, "Wait a minute, y'all niggas don't feel that way."
I was very
niggas,
but some niggas.
Can I get a mental health day? No.
Shout out to them niggas. They with the people. They ride with us, but they're not.
To my white people listening, I don't like the white people. You should be talking. Nah, you should be voting and make sure he don't get back.
Go use your power. Gotta use your power.
They could type anything. I could be at home with a Klan mask and type Black Lives Really Do Matter, and go put my Klan mask on. I need you to make change.
Listen, I understand what y'all saying.
That's what I'm saying.
And this is my rebuttal to that. We live in an age and an era that I don't always agree with, where social media is congruent with a lot of what we do, a lot of what we represent in society. It's literally a part of our, your digital DNA is just as important, and it's scary, as your DNA in real life situations. So, you brought up white people.
Yeah, had to.
Shout out to my allies out here. I definitely rock with y'all, and shout out to those individuals that hit me up. I was appreciative. Yes. I was moved by it. Shout out to
the ones that hit you up.
Shout out to them, man. I come from experience growing up, man. I've had white best friends. A lot of them I do not communicate with today, which for multiple reasons, I'm not sure why that is. But I played soccer. I love the game of soccer.
Out you were black. For real.
You were black.
And
he's a nigga.
You're blacker than
he's
black.
African American.
So I've spent a lot of time with white families, traveling, been over a lot of people's houses, etc. So I appreciate y'all. However, you live in Whitestown. You live in it, literally.
I'm molded by it.
Your neighbor waved at me. He must be feeling bad.
Honestly, which one? This one?
Yeah.
They text us.
About what?
They text Leisha.
What happened?
See if we were doing okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I know it's a rough time.
That's a step.
Yeah.
Now, do I need a tweet from them? No.
But understand.
You hear the cry. You know.
Sometimes.
You don't need them to invite you to dinner.
In my opinion, man, for me, this is me personally, sometimes the silence is deafening. Sometimes the silence is violent, in my opinion. Especially when I know people that I grew with, I spent time with, that know me, know my character, know my family. And you have yet to make a comment. You have yet to like a post. You have yet to send a text. I am confused. Here's why. because you are the sole benefactor in the history of the United States.
I don't know why.
That's a good word.
You are the sole benefactor.
Means you're rich.
You win.
Oh, you definitely.
If you're a benefactor of something,
you got something good.
Something is coming your way that you did not work for.
We would like a benefactor.
You win. You know what I mean? You get all the gold. You got all the riches, man. You get to watch all the TV you want to. You're always well represented. And so you're telling me in your silence that you see all this shit going on. You have nothing to say. You have nothing to contribute. In my opinion, you were saying if you're sitting there being comfortable, then you're okay with your position. If you're okay with your position, then in my opinion, that's going to lead to another innocent black man or black woman that is taken from us far too early by the hands of the history of the United States.
That's a tough position to give
I'm
up, man.
I'm playing devil's advocate real
That
quick.
position's-
It's devil's advocate.
It's a prime position.
Now, I'm going to use
What do you
somebody
call
I don't know.
Pole position is what it's called, I think. Yeah,
I'm playing devil's advocate. There's a Trump supporter at home that is seeing all this unfold. They're embarrassed they're a Trump supporter. They're embarrassed they voted for him. But they know they got to go in the polls and I can't do this again. Do their words matter, or do them actually knowing they have to change and change their vote? That's my question. What do they do?
The voting is cool.
The voting can get him out.
The voting is cool, but the voting
I don't
is
even like voting.
the voting is
But
minimum.
it's important.
Because the voting is so in my opinion, let's go back to the virus.
And this
Shout out to
devil's
Van
advocate. I'm
Jones.
just going back on
yeah,
what you
I
said.
understand. Let's go back to the virus.
Yeah.
So the voting is you admitting that the virus has spread far too quickly. You want to do your part in it. You want to make sure that you go ahead and rid the virus for once.
Fair.
So you go on and you vote in the polls. But your silence affects the community around you. You have family members. You have people that also are able to spread this virus and kill others. You don't want to pledge to them or let them know, hey, man, there's some bullshit going on in America right now. So now you let that virus fester. And now it could then harm Q. It could harm Ruff.
Okay.
It could harm Deuce. It could harm Kylo, and it could harm myself.
Yes,
and
sir.
I am absolutely nothing.
Okay, counterpunch.
No, that was good.
Yeah, counterpunch. They put in the group chat. Y'all know we came up with Trump this year, right? This is ridiculous.
Maybe.
Our family's better than this.
Maybe they double down.
This is all a game. This is the stuff.
Your hypothetical
Yeah.
is gigantic.
It is. But we don't know what these embarrassed, and they are embarrassed Trump supporters. They are absolutely, I can't believe we did this.
Besmirched.
They can't believe that we were right, that we knew we shouldn't have voted him in. Yeah, we knew it. They can't believe it. And now, if I know other people like I think I do, one of the best things they are is arrogant. They are not going to tell you
But they were
we're
wrong.
sorry.
Yeah.
They're not doing that. But that doesn't mean, and I'm being devil's advocate. I am, but because I'm starting to think he's gonna get voted out, and I've never been on that train. I think he's fucked up so
He's
bad.
too far in the hole.
I think he's fucked up so bad. But if that's the case,
I don't know.
It's pretty
it's
bad.
my opinion. But
Hey,
what
there's
I'm
some new
telling you
shit.
is,
He barely got in this.
like what I'm telling you is, if he's not voted back in, it is because a lot of those conversations have been had very privately. We're not going to admit it to me and you, but they made a change.
It would literally be visible in the voting.
Because there are some people he's going to lose by a landslide. And it's going to be, well, somebody changed because black people ain't changed.
But I have a point. Even if we will focus on him because he's a piece of shit, we get that.
Yeah.
But the bigger issue is the police force.
That doesn't stop right there. Voting him out doesn't stop racism.
So
I know that.
And I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm glad that you brought up what you just said there.
Policing.
Because that's why I said the voting is minimum. The work is not done after
No,
November 3rd.
not at all.
The work is not done at all.
I would take the votes and get him out over a post. That's my point.
Because a chunk of the names you did in the beginning, we had a black president when those happened. So
Yes, sir.
we still got to figure this policing
Right.
thing out.
And this
did.
black president also was in with the Congress that was nothing on anything he was going to pass.
I'm not even saying it was his fault. I'm just saying it's
right.
It's a policing
it's a-
issue.
Right.
Now,
Well,
I think a president can impact that. Maybe, sure. I don't know. Kind of. Maybe. I don't know.
You know what a president could do, and it's not going to do, but they could do. You could help pass a law or try to get a
I
movement
want to
going.
say Obama gave us the cams, the
that
chest
says,
cams.
Cool. It could also be if an unarmed president
Didn't have
shot you,
any
are
of
fired. That'll help a lot.
That's a tough law to create. And
It sure
the way,
is.
So that's another thing. The way our country is set up, that's not how it would go. It's a state by state thing.
You know what else you got to do?
What?
Take away the fear for your life law that was put in to protect the people that shoot people.
Is that state to state or is that everywhere?
I think that's everywhere.
It's a-
if a
Fact
cop
check.
fears for their life, I believe they are allowed to use
Fact
force
check that.
if they feared for their life.
you be
Well,
drawing
it's
down
just
so
the
smooth.
basis
I
of
don't-
that
do you have a
law.
gun?
No.
The basis of that law is so stupid because I would call that fight or flight, which I don't know. To me, I don't know about y'all. That's natural.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in danger, I'm either going to run or I'm going to protect myself. So I don't know why a trained cop in that very moment, he can use his natural instinct, but me as the civilian, I cannot.
Right.
I have to be cool, calm, and collected, as if I've been trained.
Right.
So
It's weird.
We understand, man, everybody in this room, that litigation is key. We know that. We know that we got to figure out a way to change these laws, man. I get that.
That's that system we talk about.
That's that system.
That's
They
they made it a Rubik's Cube because you can't just fix that shit real easy. Like,
you gotta continue to
Well,
work
the
on
whole
it,
root
man.
of it is it's rooted in racism.
Yeah. It's lifelong. It's lifelong racism bleach. Lifelong racism 409. They keep spraying that shit. It pop up on my walls again. Oh, shit. It's like a spider. You know what I mean? It's going to come back. But my point being is that, yeah, man, the work is not done. I need the conversation. I was kind of quite surprised that your organization didn't say anything. I was kind of offended by that because I think that it's important to have this conversation in corporate America. I think that it's extremely important to have this conversation in education. I think it's extremely important this conversation becomes a focal point with this new election. The conversation cannot stop.
Nobody asked me if I was okay. If that's what you're getting at, no.
That's bullshit. I'm really like that. To me, that is hurtful hearing that.
Does that make you stop shopping with these companies?
Please don't stop shopping with my company.
I don't.
That's hard,
My
man.
kids got turkey burgers to eat.
And they better fucking finish them.
She's not gonna see this thing out. That's tough, man. I mean, it's, that's the problem with the racism in America. It's hard, very hard, to make that aggressive change. I can't stop shopping at Meijer. I don't have a black grocery store to go to.
I would love one.
We just don't have it.
Right.
I don't have it. So I can't stop. I can't stop going to Jiffy Lube and get an oil change.
They're supposed to open.
I can't stop going to gas stations. You know what I mean? That's what you'd have to do. Is there a black-owned gas station? No, sir.
But
There might be, not here.
Right. So, and to make the big change that we need, and it will take years because it takes them years to do what they've done. That's what we need. So when you start asking those questions, it's hard to say I ain't buying so-and-so no more.
Those type of things are systemic. You know what black people need to get a gas station? They need money. Are they getting a loan from the bank in order to get that?
it's
No.
problematic, man.
What we're accidentally dancing around is like there's the thought process of was segregation a good thing for us? Because at the time we had these things,
Yeah,
and we fought so hard to join the white
get
people.
access and then
Yeah.
To join the
Because-
whites to do that, to join they shit. Like I want to go to
then-
that. I want to go to their gas
Well, the
station.
white,
it
the
wasn't
white
our
schools
decision.
had desks and the black schools
Yeah,
had
it
like
wasn't our
wooden
decision.
stumps and shit.
It wasn't our
That's
decision.
not to say that our school wouldn't have eventually gotten desks.
and there's actually documentation out there and
They
articles
still
that
don't have the
suggest
proper
that
learning materials.
what's so crazy. But I just learned this, man, 2 years ago. That was so crazy about the segregation shit. Shout out to Professor Murphy. He was saying that like it fucked up school forever because when integration happened, black teachers were then placed in white communities, and vice versa. So the cultural connection that a black educator has with his majority black school was gone. And that led to a slew of problems.
Imagine how
that we
scared
still see today.
that nigga was walking
The
his
first day?
first day into that all-white high school. to
I'm
teach
sorry.
Geometry.
His first thought was, "Ooh, it's dark in here."
No, I'm talking about the black teacher going to the white school.
Oh
Nigga,
yeah, terrified. He had to be on point.
Because they
He
could
had to
jump
be
him.
on. The nigga had to
You
be on
can't
point.
give Jimmy.
Albert
You
Einstein.
can't give little Timmy a C.
He's only
There'll-
doing that because he doesn't like
There'll
us.
be a brick through your window.
Oh, it'd be bad.
But no, that's that. There's a thought process, a movement, or whatever you want to call it, out there that says maybe we shouldn't integrate it.
That's always been there, man. That's
Yeah, that's
real.
what I'm saying. It's there though.
I'm a Dr. King man, so I would love for us to find solutions. I love for us to work together, man. That's how I grew up. Maybe that's why I love Dr. King so much. You know what I mean? I want us to all figure this out, and I think that we can. It's just going to take constant work. It's going to take constant racism 409. It's going to take constant Tylenol justice to get rid of all this racist shit.
Because we've been water and oil for about 400 years. Every once in a while there's a vinaigrette, but most times it is water and oil. And
Right.
It just don't work out.
I will say this, going back to the protests, shout out to Q, man, shout out to my wife, shout out to my mother-in-law, shout out to my sisters, shout out to Mark, shout out to Jamel, shout out to D Sawyer, shout out to Money. We all went out there together. Shout out to Lilta, shout out to Olivia as well. It was cool seeing my people go out there and march together and peacefully protest. I will say this right now. The protests got all different types of people who are tired. And I think that we have got to say, oh, man, that's a TD pass right there. That's a step back 3 for the championship. We all understand that this is a problem together. I've never seen in my life, this many people march the streets of America in unison. That is why I have hope.
You know what's cool to see?
That we going to get out of this shit.
Put my Umar Kufi on. Go ahead.
The new generation of tired white people, and they're young. There are some white people that are like, I do not want to be associated with this no more. This is ridiculous. My grandfather had it wrong all along.
Yeah, he's been bullshit. He's been
I
saying
want out of this.
Crap at Thanksgiving for years.
Can I walk with you, sir? Come on, nigga. I guess you
so
want to.
Umar said, they was like, you going to be marching, Umar? He was like, nah, I don't believe in integrated marches, which is just some wild shit to say. But from what we've been seeing as far as representation in the media, it has made some of the conspiracy of it all easier because it's such a mixed multitude. So you don't know who's doing what, who's part of what.
We know we see them. There's videos.
Yeah, but I'm saying, it's easier to do that because it is a mixed multitude. So it's interesting to look at it that way because there's Antifa out there laying bricks out for people to pick up bricks and do this. You got white people looting. But you don't know if these are white people helping you out or they just the niggas that's there because
I saw somebody.
I want a surfboard today.
The surfboard video was wild. I was like, nah, I don't want to pass judgment.
You didn't see it? So it's a bunch of white people running to the surf.
No, that was Patagonia. Patagonia.
It's a Patagonia store.
Hey,
running out that bitch with a
that's
surfboard.
some nice shit.
One dude had 2. I'm like,
and they said, "Oh my God, are you with Black Lives Matter or did you just want to get a free surfboard?" And they was like, "Fuck you," and kept going.
A nigga was getting trailed on a motorcycle with a surfboard. The back guy.
And it's like we live in such a wild time. For a skeptical nigga like me, it's tough because you don't know. You can't even believe your eyes no more.
It's the wild Western Hemisphere.
You'll see shit and you be like, "There's no way that's really happening, right? Is that really what's happening? Are they trying to trick me? Is there really a pallet of bricks on the corner? Is that what niggas is doing?
I want to know.
Are these cops really fucking their own cars up?
Did niggas bring these sledgehammers all the way from home?
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Or did they find?
You feel me?
Call of Duty. Found me a new weapon, nigga.
So
found
what's so?
You can't believe your eyes anymore.
That's
We're
real.
in a wild time.
What's so cool about Twitter, about social media, is that we can catch the bullshit on camera. Mm-hmm. And so
that's big.
And so because the media, everybody has their narratives that they're trying to spew. Right now on my Twitter, all I'm seeing is fuck racist, white people crazy, fuck racist. That's how I got my Twitter going. It's heat. I like when I go on there.
All lives matter.
It's like I'm just
a
shooting.
retweet at least.
I ain't got no All Lives Matters followers.
No, it's a retweet. You'll see it.
So I don't know what kind of followers you got on your private account,
I want
brother.
them gone.
You got the retweets.
You had to unfollow anybody yet?
I haven't.
Yes. There's and I'm gonna say his name because it's bullshit. He's never heard this, but there's Andres Duarte, man. He's been on bullshit the past week. I met him when he was from Colombia. He was an immigrant. He came on my soccer team, and he was
picked himself up by his bootstraps.
goddamn amazing.
Yep.
He was very good.
He's a bootstrapper.
And we've always looked out for him. As a soccer teammate, I've always had Andres on my mind, making sure he's cool. I know he's in a difficult situation as an immigrant growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s, but this dude has taken to his Facebook and dangled racism rhetoric for the whole entire weekend. So I had to denounce him as a friend. I did my best
You talked to him
have
first?
words with him.
Oh, he didn't want to hear it.
I did my best to try to show him the light, and he denounced me. He denounced my community, even though that we've had his back for years, and that's complete bullshit.
Damn, what'd he say?
Bro, number one, all lives matter to me is hate speech at this point.
All Lives Matter is the weirdest shit I've experienced as an adult.
It's hate speech. It's hate speech, bro.
It's really white lives matter.
It's
just weird.
Hate speech.
Because you have to
We counterpunch.
You have to mentally just not want to understand to say some stupid shit like that.
I mean, at the onset of Black Lives Matter, if we want y'all to understand that Black Lives matter, you can't just take them.
He's on big bullshit.
And
he went to go to this page.
for white folks to be like, well, no, everyone matters.
Oh man,
Everybody's not getting slain in the street.
It's like, oh, this is us too. Like, bro, we know that's going on, and we actually been supporting you. Like, even through when like the kids in cages, like during the detaining shit, we were supporting you, bro.
It was cool. It was cool until he posted Lil Wayne. and said
He used your God against
Saying
you.
Black Lives
said,
Matter.
Lil Wayne said it's not a race issue. You
He
see
used-
this here?
He used your Messiah against you.
Then he went in the comments
Lil
and
Wayne
said,
shoots heroin.
"Yeah, whatever."
Oh, now he does heroin.
He went in the
too.
I never
comments and
decided that
said, use words
We
like
can't prove that.
Lil Wayne himself, like trying to use
Like that's
black,
our guy. Like that's
yeah,
he said it, so it's gospel.
right.
And that's where it sucks for everybody that's inside the culture is has the right to their opinion, because you can grab that and take that over here and
it validates what
Yeah.
they're thinking. That's why, man. We gotta watch what we say. We gotta watch our posts. I'll be honest, man. I was watching the CNN. Maybe this is my anger, but George Floyd's brother.
you
he
don't
went
get to
on-
talk about him.
Oh, hold on. I
Nope.
mean, okay, that's your opinion. I'm part of the.
No, we
conversation.
talked about the man that got killed in his home. We talked about his goofy ass brother.
Y'all did,
and
and y'all
I'm
probably
not-
shouldn't have.
Fuck him. He's on that bullshit. She killed your fucking brother. The fuck?
for eating ice cream. He no longer
Got me
here.
fucked up.
We are not
But-
in his shoes.
Understand? We're not. But
So tread lightly.
I'm going to for sure. I'm not an asshole.
That's like Trayvon Martin's mother saying, "Oh, George isn't that bad." I mean,
If she said it, we gotta feel it.
We gotta respect it. We don't want to, but that her baby got killed, not ours.
Not mine.
We gotta respect that
This is what I'm seeing. Though.
begrudgingly.
This is what I'm seeing, and it's connected to George Floyd. I was watching this at my in-law crib, hold my daughter. George Floyd goes in there, so I can see people around him. Tell he's passionate. I can tell he's upset.
George Floyd's brother.
Yeah, George Floyd's brother. My
His
bad.
brother has an interesting name. I don't want you to
Right.
even try it.
I'm just
he's gonna fuck it up.
George Floyd's bro.
Yeah, it's George Floyd's brother.
And he stands up there and he talks about the looting and rioting, which I understand completely. But never once does he call out racism. Never once does he call out police brutality. Never once does he call out systematic oppression. To me, when you do that, you are giving the people, the benefactors of this system, a reason to say, fuck us.
Did he at least
again.
call the cop a murderer?
That's the new colonizer.
You're a
Get out of
benefactor.
here, benefactor.
He didn't say anything like, he said everything but, and that's why.
Now.
Go ahead.
This is one interview, right?
Maybe he wasn't allowed to say that stuff.
Not even that.
Because of the court.
Oh, there is that, but I don't know if I don't know if that matters or not. But this is one interview, and this nigga probably should have talking points. He probably should have these points every time. I've got to believe this nigga feels like they killed his brother, and he knows.
I'm not saying I definitely understand what he's feeling. You can see the emotion in his face. But because what happens is they took his statement and they blasted on the bottom of your TV screen.
See, his brother's not that mad. He knows. Dangerous.
Brother speaks about peace. You know what I mean? It's like
That's a tough. That's the way we carry, because that nigga's on TV. He is not a CNN reporter.
His brother just died. And he's
His
on
brother
TV talking
just
about
died, and
Got
he's
murdered on live TV.
He's saying what he's saying, and as he's speaking, I haven't watched. I haven't seen this. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what the media probably did with it. But damn, like,
I just feel like I have multiple brothers. I feel like someone kills one of my brothers, God forbid. Niggas got me fucked up. I'm
Absolutely.
not on that forgiveness shit.
I don't think he is either.
I don't think that's not what he was on at all. He was very angry. But what I'm saying
He was just
is,
saying this looting is gonna bring my brother back.
Right.
Burn that shit down.
But what I'm saying
and neither is walking peacefully in the streets.
it's part of it.
And none of this shit gonna bring him back. But something's got to be
Actually,
done.
Nothing's going to bring him back.
Impossible. And it's not, nigga. That's not gonna happen. The Thanos snap cannot happen.
And that's what I'm saying. As black people, man, we've got to make sure that
Boy,
we
we got it
continue. That we
it
we do.
sucks.
It sucks that we continue to bring all the side shit, all the Euro steps. They got to go back into a regular ass layup, and the layup being racism is a problem. It's been a problem for 400 years, and it's leading to the death of innocent black and brown bodies in America. If we do not bring it back to the focal point, that it's lost every time. Tiger Woods put out a statement. I did not fuck with his statement. Why? Because he failed to mention.
Well, also know your
police
personnel.
brutality, right?
Should have been expecting much from Tiger.
But people lump him into us. He fails to
Nigga,
mention.
we lump him in the us.
Whatever.
Because when he's winning,
He's
That
winning.
is
That's
our
our nigga.
So you can't get mad
But
at
whatever.
him.
He fails to mention police brutality, systematic oppression, and racism. That has got to be. Whenever I was on Facebook trying to give boys 40, the whole weekend, hooping. And I kept on trying to.
I seen this nigga.
Stay away from Facebook.
I seen him on one.
dangerous.
I seen him on a random status I was on. I was like, how did he even get over here?
What are you doing here, nigga? On the east side, nigga. What's wrong
I
with
was
you?
like,
bro.
East Side statuses.
I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to always bring back everything to the root of the issue, root of the problem. Because when we don't, you allow people to lose sight of it, and that's going to lead to more deaths.
Yeah,
we
white
can't
people
have that
they got
anymore,
short attention spans. They be trying to look for other shit. to talk
bro. So, that's my last
about.
point.
You know what we got? I hate to do this.
Tough.
We gotta move on.
We do. I do want to mention solutions. Voting is definitely key. I saw people. The polls were fat today. That was really heartwarming. Continue to work. For my white listeners, man, the pregame podcast, respect y'all. We love y'all. We glad y'all here. But you got to start having these conversations. You got to start talking to your bosses.
Ask
you gotta
us.
start
We'll
looking
talk
out.
to you.
You got to start looking out for people who are not represented, whose voices go unheard. You got to be there for us in this as we move into a new era in America. Last thing I'll say, which I'm very concerned about, we've got to keep our eyes open. There is a change of power that's taking place in history. If you think for a second that white men in America who do not agree with this new movement are going to let this thing go over smoothly, you are very wrong.
Grossly misinterpreted. Yeah, it's not happening.
You are very wrong. I am very concerned for 2021. I am very concerned for our kids. I'm very concerned for school districts. I'm very concerned for large gatherings. These people are going to be out for blood because this has been the last gaps in America. Last thing I want to say, I want to make sure that I mention Donald Trump bitch ass. I don't even say that phrase, but he's a hoe. Let me go and explain to you why he's such a hoe.
He's a hoe.
Because I knew that
whole ass Donald Trump.
First of all, let's go back before we move on out of here. Barack Obama was elected in 2008. It was a glorious time. Didn't get a lot of shit done, but whatever. White people responded and said, "We are so upset that a black person was in power. We're going to elect the worst person ever to be the president of the United States." And they thought that shit was cool.
It's crazy.
4 years later, America is in shambles. It has been destroyed under the terrible leadership of Donald Trump.
It's bad.
It is bad.
Bro.
It has been race-driven. He's been divisive. He also mishandled a global pandemic.
Talk to him.
The last pandemic was in 2018, 2017. It's called the Spanish flu pandemic. 100 years later, we got Donald Trump, and he don't know what the fuck is going on.
1918.
Under his leadership, 1918, my fault. Under his leadership, we now have seen racial tension at its height. It's like, goddamn, we back in 68.
Unemployment
This shit's
high,
nuts. 40% unemployment rate. The whole country's in this shambles, and this fool on live television, who y'all voted in, this fool tells people to tear gas and flash bomb peaceful protesters so he can take a photo. This is who we're dealing with. This fool stands up and he tells his base, the MAGA base, to get their guns and continue to harm protesters.
When the looting starts, the shooting starts.
When he was
That
voted
was a
in
wild thing to say.
season 2, I was worried about this, and it's now coming to fruition. He's trying to incite a race war that's going to tear apart our country, and I am concerned, and you should too. My father, who I love dearly, he told me today, and I'm just being real with y'all here. He said, "Hey, I will pay for you to get a gun permit. I will pay for you to get a chopper." I don't know if I'm going to do all that.
Pull up with the stick, Lloyd.
I don't know if I'm going to do all
Might
that.
as well.
But
I'm not a gun person either.
You need a psychological assessment kit. Shout out to Dr. Umar. You need a psychological assessment kit if you believe for 2 seconds that shit's going to be roses and flowers and Fruit Loops and Airheads when we as a society
Jolly Ranchers, nigga.
get rid of Donald J. Trump. We need to be ready. We need to understand that there's going to be a legit safety issue as we continue to right the wrongs of America's past. I need y'all to understand that, man. That's all I got. Let's move on. Shout out to black people everywhere, man.
Bars.
Wow.
Can I ask one question?
Next, yes.
What are we gonna call this era in history? Like the civil rights movement?
Shit, I don't know.
The deconstruction era.
Is that I'm wondering what are we gonna call it?
I don't know.
It's gonna be
but
something.
it's in history
You gotta
books,
get
though.
who created civil rights? Who's the person?
We're asking for civil
That was
rights.
a movement, man.
That's what I'm saying. But somebody, it was named that.
Who coined the term? Is
civil.
what
I
you're
don't know.
saying.
Shit, the
That's what I'm
niggas,
saying.
yeah.
Who coined the
They were
phrase?
probably white.
Somebody's gonna coin the phrase. But this is gonna be fire.
The battle of
I think
The deconstruction era ain't bad.
I like deconstruction era.
It's not bad. That's what-
Tear this shit down.
Actually, it's not bad. You might want to.
Put in your history books.
Yeah.
Fred on this day.
The deconstruction era.
But I don't know what the fuck. But it's definitely about to be a moment, and it should be celebrated. It's scary, but it should be
Hey,
celebrated.
nigga, don't be the Spurs, nigga.
Yeah, and there's also a chance, nigga.
Don't bring the trophy out before you
racism-
won, my nigga.
We up 3-1 with this new.
T-Mac was jumped out that seat, nigga.
We up
He was
3-1.
ready.
Don't be the Spurs, nigga.
Hey man, racism's real, man. He got a lot of rings.
Racism's still alive.
He got a lot of rings. He got 6 rings.
He got a couple three-peats
Yeah.
damn near out the game.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
He been going nuts for
He's
years.
the Boston Celtics.
Oh,
Most
Guys,
championships possible.
for sure.
Y'all are really lowballing racism. I mean, the master and ruler of the world.
He's the greatest of all time.
Nigga. Yeah, like.
Oh, last thing about the looting, we didn't talk about this enough. White people, and y'all can look this up. I'm not trying to be rude to y'all because I fuck with y'all.
Y'all started that shit.
Y'all have been looting
With all
and
due respect.
rioting for centuries. When y'all went, bro, shout out to Mansa Musa. I was trying to tell my family this other day. Mansa Musa was one of the greatest black historical figures ever. He's one of the richest men ever known to man. He's the first person to sail across the Atlantic Ocean. All that shit, you can look that shit up. But what he did, that kind of fucked us up, is that he went to the Mediterranean Sea giving people money. Loot everywhere he went. Just here,
Making
take
it
my
rain
riches.
early.
I'm so rich, it's ridiculous.
I mean,
I'm the
it's-
king. I'm the king of the Mali kingdom. We out here just going crazy with the gold and salt trades. Europeans caught wind of what he was doing, and then hundreds of years later, they said, "Oh man, I remember when Mansa
ready to
Musa
go.
came over here, but I think they got gold and shit over there. Let's go ahead and kill
Raid
them
the entire continent.
and rape and leave them with shit.
rape and pillage.
So as we've only learned what has happened to other people in history. That is why the looting and rioting is taking place. Y'all been looters, y'all been rioters. It's in your DNA. But the moment that the oppressed group says, you know what, we've had enough, you move the goalposts, it don't work no more, that's complete bullshit.
I saw a really good one. It's like the kid that gets beat up and bullied
for
forever.
4 months.
Yeah, forever. When he retaliates, why would you hit him like that?
Ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We all watched him get beat up. He about to beat up Little Billy again.
Yeah.
It's 2 o'clock.
Unless-
He getting his ass.
And I made this a Facebook. I put this on Facebook.
Oh, so you went to your Facebook podium too. Y'all niggas.
Yeah.
Facebook.
I'm no William Jones or anything.
Is this thing on?
But
Good morning.
let's be very clear. The white people talking about the looting and rioting, if they had 0.00002% of the oppression that black people face, they would burn this bitch down.
Like they
All of this
always
shit.
have.
They just did, and they couldn't handle it. They were
Bro.
told to stay in their homes.
We
Yeah.
don't even.
They were
Lost
about to-
their fucking minds.
If niggas went down to the state house with AR-15s, it'd be a bunch of dead niggas
Oh my
in front
God.
of the state house.
It would have been a motherfucking shootout. Hey,
Shootout.
It would have
Hey,
been
let me
nasty.
get him.
St.
Oh,
Valentine's
man.
Day
That's
massacre.
the
Nigga, think of Bane versus Batman on the steps with guns. Everybody shooting everybody.
Doing one shot.
Before we move
Ta, ta,
on,
ta, ta.
and it should, it's not, like I said, it's not a big thing. It should be like a little asterisk. It's not a huge
Footnote.
issue. It's a little footnote. I got a soft spot for black businesses, so when I see them get affected by the looting, I get hurt by that.
That's real.
I don't want to make it the focal point. If you're gonna loot, bro, just try a little harder to miss the niggas that's been helping y'all.
I don't
out.
know. Like, my issue with that, I feel you 1,000%.
We don't know
I
if
feel
white
like
people did it or not.
we don't know if white people, black people did it.
That's y'all integrated marches.
Yeah, and it's like a weird. I just don't see a nigga saying, "Yeah, when I go loot, I can't wait to go fuck Chef T is up to that."
I don't think it's that.
niggas are
I
on
think
that.
it's the nigga that's out in these streets that even if you marching for like our we're trying to be better. We get it. That's what you marching for. Damn, you don't know the black businesses in your own community.
Not everybody been to Michael's Soul Kitchen.
There's no fat tiger.
Niggas know Fat Tiger.
For sure.
They do.
And they said,
And-
don't tell the cops we got these hands.
You feel me? Motherfucking Black Coffee in
By
Cincinnati
hands,
we
they
went to.
mean
Nigga,
hands
it
with
says
the-
Black
with the
Coffee
blanket. Yeah.
right next to Black owned.
That's
God damn, wasn't nobody there to say, "Hey, bro, come on."
That's real.
That's all I'm asking.
Now
It's
we
like
just-
I said,
And they're also
It's a
I
footnote.
heard this
It's a
from
footnote.
a black owned business owner today. She said if she has to be a casualty of war, she's fine with that.
she said if
She said if she was a casualty of war,
as a nigga
Cause
that's been a casualty, Michaels was pissed.
That's real.
Yeah.
it was
But don't-
shitty.
And they got insurance.
That's real.
Yeah, they're gonna
Fat
fix-
Tiger was shitty.
Right. But don't gaslight justice. Don't do that. Don't lose sight of what I said, man.
I said footnote.
I understand, but we fighting the same three things: racism, police brutality, systematic oppression. That is what this is about. That's what this episode about. We need to get rid of that shit. Anything else, save it for another day.
It would look tighter if we did all that shit and missed our own.
I understand
We
that.
would look hella
Hey,
united.
guys, we got to move.
We have.
We're an hour in, right?
Where are the
Oh,
niggas
we're
with the
past that.
flints?
Yeah, we have to.
Huh?
Yeah.
Where are the niggas with the
They
flints?
said Washington Square caught that heat.
Y'all just took all them motherfucking flints. I ain't seen not one flint.
I wish
Honestly,
somebody.
yeah. Good luck
I gotta be
reselling
honest.
some of this shit.
I got to be honest.
I'll buy one.
I have my thoughts, but if anybody, the niggas that got in Flight Club, if you could have please stole some bread ones to drop the price down on
Tell me what
those.
size.
12.
Size 12.
Please, if you could just get those.
I seen a
If
nigga.
looting's your thing, and I'm talking my thing, your thing.
I'm down to support some black businesses. You selling some hot shit, post it.
Yeah.
Listen, I
I
buy
seen-
the bread ones for $300. Best I can do.
The best looting video I seen
That's $500
is in
off.
Atlanta. Niggas had it seemed like what they did is they distracted the cops at Lenox Square so
To
they
get
could
to
go-
the real
so they could go
mall.
to Phipps Plaza. And I seen a nigga post a Rolex that he got for the low off somebody that stole it out of Phipps Plaza.
And you know what? That's commerce. That's capitalism working. I'm with that.
Nigga, we learned it from them.
Can we just drive the price of the bread ones down on stock?
Have you checked? It's probably gone down.
It's still fucking $800.
Oh, it used to be 1,000 though.
talking
wasn't
about
it?
the
bread
band
ones.
ones?
I have a
Yes.
pair, by the way. Shout out to
Fuck
the bread ones.
you, man. I know you got a pair. You knew I knew when you
He
said
got,
it.
he got everything, a lot of shit.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't want to defer from the bigger
understand
point.
that.
I just got a soft spot because I
understand
spend
that.
money with
All right,
black
we gotta
businesses.
go.
We
That's what
do.
I do.
Because we had that 4-hour show.
We do. Yeah.
And there's a curfew.
Yeah,
There
we have.
is.
Yeah,
We gotta hurry up.
Because-
right. Because
Y'all have a curfew out here?
I don't know.
No, it's
That's
Marion
Marion
County.
County. Just you niggas.
and we got to get home.
Hey, where
I
was
got to drive through it to get home.
Shout out to those. Hey man, where was the curfew for the colonization of Africa? Where was the curfew?
What was the
for
curfew for the
our-
coronavirus?
Right.
There was not one.
Niggas
Was
go
not
for it.
It
one.
was very light.
Damn. Let's move on. Oh shit.
Oh Lord,
My bad, Reed.
It's okay.
I'm done.
I-
I'm
the
done. I'm
curfew's
done. I'm
real.
done. I swear.
we leaving Whitestown.
Last thing, man.
My back keep touching this mic.
Other minorities in America. If you fall subject to the racism virus by highlighting the looting and rioting
This
in
is
the way
important.
that black people are conducting themselves, but yet you have not made any mention about social injustice. You have not made any mention about police brutality, racism. You have not made any mentions about systematic oppression. You are wrong. This is what they want us to do.
Oh, they're attempting to assimilate with that.
This is what they want us to do. They want us to get divisive,
Apparently
bro.
there's a war in Chicago right now.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Kings ain't. I ain't heard Latin King in years. Apparently they're not.
They're back, I guess.
Yeah, they paid them off.
But
Bullshit.
I feel like
don't call it a comeback.
I feel like I would. When ICE is probably still snatching little immigrant babies up. I feel like if y'all niggas want to burn some shit down because of that fucked up shit,
Go get ice. Go crazy.
burn
Bro,
that shit down.
lose your mind. Because,
Honestly,
bro,
if we were watching like a predominantly Latin neighborhood and they was out there going crazy, like looting, riding, burn shit down, we'd be on the sidelines like, yeah, go crazy, nigga. Get them niggas. They got y'all fucked up.
yeah.
That's what we would do.
But yet, what do? They decide to sidestep and,
Not
let
all
us,
of
and
them,
leave us
some.
out here alone. But
That's-
some. My wife had to address them. I don't want to call y'all nothing out your names, but she had to address some of y'all over the weekend with her posts.
Damn, nigga. Shaking that cup like that.
Niggas put some power behind them posts, boy. With motherfucking posts,
Nigga put
nigga.
power behind that cup shake.
Ah, she wrote an essay, and she wrote that motherfucking Spanish for you.
Oh.
for you motherfuckers.
Come
Ooh.
Fancy.
'Cause
Ooh.
yeah, don't be disrespectful. Let's move on.
I'm not gonna lie.
Next.
I read the Spanish one like I could really read it.
okay, I see this one. She
Didn't-
said, "Shut the fuck up right here."
You didn't roll
Yeah.
one R.
This was y'all got
It's
us
hard.
fucked up. Roll R's is really hard.
It's impossible for
Yeah,
us.
it's not what
It's
we're supposed
genetic.
to
It's
do.
genetic. We weren't meant to do it.
Yeah. It's not. You can't. You're never gonna do it. It's
You're
not gonna
supposed to
happen.
been learn that
You're supposed to
shit.
been rolling your R's, nigga.
Rojo.
Can't roll. You can't do it.
It's about to get ugly. His kid's about to start
That's the
talking.
easiest one.
Nigga.
Roll the easiest one. Roll.
Rojo.
It's gonna be hella conversations.
You
I'm
can't.
not privy to.
Can I
All
get a
right, what's
cigarillo?
next?
Or
We insecure?
Sure.
Nah, man, what?
Insecure.
What's the bottle this week?
Hey, have you heard?
Yeah,
What's next?
that.
Insecure's after that, right?
Yes.
Okay, don't act like I'm just way off.
Well,
of that.
after that,
But I
it's
said
him,
sports.
then